Well, this is a change of pace. What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexis Kimberly. In today's video, we are doing something slightly different. Look at me. I mean, I normally don't start out my videos with a towel on my head, but I wanted to give you guys a total informational on all of my detanglers that I use, as well as a demo on how I use them, how I like them, and which one is my favorite. This is again another follow-up video from last week when I discussed my top 5 tips to really improving your hair regimen, and one of those things was improving your detangler tool. So if you're interested, then you're definitely going to want to stay tuned to the end of this video. Also, hello, if you haven't done so already, then you're going to want to hit that red button down below, the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, so that you can be alerted every time I upload a video every Sunday. I feel like these are like maracas. Like, I could get crazy with this. All right, let's jump in. All right, so you know what? I definitely left my leave-in conditioner upstairs. That's, all right, we're gonna pause already so I can get that. So I picked up my leave-in conditioner, which is the Main Choice 3-in-1 Revitalize and Refresh conditioner. It's a leave-in conditioner, but it's also a co-wash. It's also a detangler. I use that one when my hair is in a thicker state, meaning I'm several weeks post-relaxer. I am Jesus. I am currently just shy of 11 weeks. So I am due for a relaxer very soon. Here is what we are working with. All right, so my hair is not like drenching wet, obviously. It is, I would say, a little bit more wet than damp. So I've already done my pre-treatment with my Olaplex. I've done my shampoo, conditioner, deep conditioner. Now I am doing my my leave-in conditioner, and I'm going to separate my hair into quadrants, and I'm going to demonstrate for you guys how each of these detanglers work. All right, so I'm taking a section in the back. Gonna just apply some leave-in conditioner. This stuff is thick. It's like not even coming out. What is going on here? It's so thick that it's like I can't even get it out of the little, ooh, jeez. So I am adding a lot. I am in a phase where I am using more products than I usually use, because I do tend to skimp out on my products. So I am consciously adding more product than I normally would. And like I mentioned in the last video, just really taking the time to smooth the product into the hair is so important. There is a kind of sort of like heat process that goes on when you smooth the hair between your hands, because obviously there's body heat coming from your hands, and that assists the product in penetrating the hair. I'm gonna go in with the Curly Hair Solutions Curl Keeper Flexi brush. I can never remember this name. It is way too long. When you get this brush in your hand, it feels like it's very light and it's not gonna do anything. It feels like it's very cheap. I'm not gonna lie. It's made of plastic, obviously, but it's made of very light plastic. Like, it probably looks heavier on camera, but you can kind of see here like how airy it is. The bristles are very soft, very flexible. So my first impression of this brush was like, this is super cheap. Like, no way that this is gonna do anything. But watch how easy it is for me to detangle my hair here. Here we go, starting at the ends. Do you see how, like, right after I get through the ends, it's just like, it just glides. Going under. Brush. I love this brush so much, so much. This is like the brush that I go to for literally everything but like dry hairstyles. Like, I don't blow dry my hair with this. I still use my Denman brush for that. This brush is so good at detangling your hair when your hair is wet, and when you're trying to comb through your hair when you have conditioner in it, obviously with leave-in conditioner as well. Now these bristles I think are fabulous. They're super flexible. I don't know if you can see that, but I can literally like bend each bristle on your scalp. It just feels so good. It feels like a massage. Like, it feels like little fingers just massaging your scalp. So this brush is on the pricey side. I just checked how much I paid for it. It is $19. And I did get it online, and with shipping it ended up being like $27 or $28 or something like that. So it is a expensive brush, I guess, like relatively speaking, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it. All right, so next we're going to move on to the bottom left section. I've already applied my leave-in conditioner, so I'm ready to detangle. And I am going to be using the EZ Detangler. It looks like this. Now, what's interesting about this brush is that it is super flexible. If your hair is tangled at a certain spot, the prongs like will bend to help assist the detangling process. So let me just show you guys what I mean. I hope you guys can see it. You see how it separates like that? That's how it's detangling your hair. So we're gonna start at the bottom here. All right. I got some little spots in the kitchen that need to get combed through. Do you hear that? That like clapping noise? That's the sound of the prongs snapping together. Okay, so what I like about this brush, it is moving with the movement of your hair, and it's working through the tangles in a way that like a stiffer brush is not going to. A stiffer brush is not going to be as flexible. I do like the curvature of this brush. If you can see how the Brussels sprouts, how the bristles kind of curve like this, it really does kind of curve in the shape that your head does. So it offers a nice sort of scalp massage as well as you are detangling your hair. In this particular section, I didn't show you guys detangling it in the vertical way. You can detangle it horizontally, you can detangle it vertically. I think it's just a great curly hair brush. All right, so we are moving on to the next section here, which is the front right section. I am going to be using the Felicia Leatherwood brush. This one is very similar to the EZ Detangler brush, but as you guys can see, it's not nearly as flexible. Like the prongs, obviously they separate, but they don't separate nearly to the same extent as the EZ Detangler. It also has a wider handle here. These bristles are not flexible at all. Like it is hard plastic. They do not bend. They are pretty much like, when you think of hard plastic, it like this is it. It's not, I'm trying to move them right here, like they don't move. Yeah, that's pretty much the construction of it. It's like hard plastic. All right, so let's just start detangling. You notice that the prongs are not really separating nearly as much as the EZ Detangler did. Just gonna separate this out and detangle this part on its own. So if you notice, I've definitely had to make more passes with this brush. It's doing a good job in getting my hair detangled, but it is very clear that like I need to pass through this section a lot more times in order to get my hair fully detangled. I will also say about this brush that I do feel like it does a very thorough job. Like it does a very thorough job in separating all of the strands, and I don't have to worry about any pieces or sections that I missed or that were not thoroughly detangled through. This brush definitely gives me a thorough comb through. All right, so I am now using the, what is this? This is the Ultimate Detangler by Tangle Teezer. The Ultimate Detangler by Tangle Teezer. These are very thin bristles. You can also see that the depth of this brush is a lot, we can say, I guess, shorter, as opposed to these bristles, which are much higher. Okay, so I am gonna start detangling at the ends. What I didn't mention was that it's actually 2 layers of bristles. It's like a tall layer, and then in between there's a shorter layer here. So it's like 2 sets of bristles alternating. This detangler, oh my god. All right, we got a rough patch in here, hold up. I'm just being quiet so that you guys can actually hear how the comb sounds. With the Ultimate Detangler, I love how easy it is. Like, it's just like your standard brush. It's not got like the new design that these other brushes have. It is just like your straight up brush. The only like kind of like interesting part about it, honestly, is the 2-tiered combs that it has. I did have to pass through a few times. It is a smaller brush. It's the smallest brush that I have here that I demonstrated for you guys. So naturally, I'm going to have to do more passes with that brush. It is also not as, like, the bristles are not very long on this brush. So when you have a thicker section, you do have to be more mindful about taking smaller sections even within your section and detangling that even further, because yeah, this brush, because the bristles are shorter, it's just, and because the actual brush itself is smaller, you just have to do more pass-throughs. You just have to do smaller sections. So that's the sort of downside to this brush, but this is definitely an overall like a very good brush as well. All right, so everything is detangled now. All of my sections are detangled and braided, and I want to give you guys my final thoughts on these 4 detanglers. All right, so I've got all my babies here. Let me just start off by saying that I love all of these brushes. These brushes are great. I literally think that if you go with any of these brushes, you are going to experience a much easier time when you are detangling your hair. I legit, like, I guess like I keep saying like legit and literally because like I'm dead serious. Top 2 are definitely these 2 here, right here. If I had to pick one and which one was my favorite overall, I gotta go with the Curly Solutions brush. This brush is so amazing. It will get through your hair like no other comb. It's got the soft bristles that massage your scalp as you're brushing. It's flexible, so it moves with your hair when you're detangling. I highly, highly suggest it. The only real downside is that I believe that this is the most expensive brush overall, including shipping. It's quality, so I stand by it. Obviously, the EZ Detangler is completely different. It's a completely different construction and design. Obviously, the commonality here is the flexibility and the soft bristles. I love how soft these bristles are. They bend, the prongs, they bend obviously, and it moves with your hair. I really do think that that makes a huge difference in how your hair responds to the tool you're using. With the Felicia Leatherwood brush, this brush is great, it's thorough, it will definitely detangle your hair, but it is not moving. For me, the hard plastic of this brush, I'm not really feeling it. Like it feels rougher on my hair, and I do have to pass through my hair a good number of times in order to get my hair thoroughly detangled. So it's a great brush. Like I said, it's thorough, but I'm not really feeling the hard plastic. I definitely prefer the flexibility of the EZ Detangler over this one. This is definitely not like the brush that I reach for all the time, but it's a good brush. And you know, if you're looking for a brush with this kind of design, I do suggest it. And then lastly, obviously, is the Tangle Teezer Ultimate Detangler. This just reminds me of a paddle brush, and if you like paddle brushes, this is very similar. I do like the two-prong design here, like the taller layer as opposed to the shorter layer. I think it gives a more thorough detangle that way. It's soft, you don't feel like you're tugging at your hair at all. It is honestly, like, I have no complaints about it, except like you do have to use smaller sections. So you shouldn't be in a rush detangling your hair, but if you are, this is not the brush that you would reach for, because this is gonna require smaller sections to get through. But when you do those smaller sections, I mean, you can definitely be confident that your hair is fully detangled. So I do recommend this brush as well. Again, if I had to choose, bingo. I will leave links to all of these brushes and their prices in the description box below. Let me know in the comments, do you guys plan on picking up a new detangler tool? I mean, it was not a thing that was on my radar until I was like, huh, you know what, let me look into this. Like, let me think about it. And when I did, I really thanked myself. This was my tried and true for a long time. Wide tooth comb is always great, but you're not gonna get the same thorough detangle that you are with these brushes. If you like this video, then definitely give it a big thumbs up. It helps my channel, it helps me reach more people. There's not too many relaxed ladies out here, so you know, I'm just trying to help where I can. Definitely subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this one. And in the meantime, guys, I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.